love it. All right, so really a lot of the hard work for the medical team begins right about now. So before Dr. Sharon Swanky, the medical director for MedStar, gets to work, we wanted to kind of pick your brain about what you do at this point and how do you start treating the runners who are coming across the finish line?
Well, we have tons of medical volunteers that start right at the finish line. We actually have medical runners on the course who are looking at the runners that are on the course for if they're falling or if they're not looking good. Of course, we have our tents throughout the course.
Yeah.
And then we really get pretty intensive once they cross the finish line. We have people in the chute just watching to make sure they're looking okay. We have tents at the finish line, then we have tents once they get through the water and the snacks in the finishers village with our recovery area to treat anybody who's not feeling well, who goes down. So it's a big team effort. We have over 100 volunteers this year, and we had a big huddle this morning telling everyone that they're all part of the team, and we need every one of them, whether they be a student, a nurse, a doctor, a physical therapist.
And there's so many factors I think that will go into how much you work, whether it's the weather or someone's fitness, or the course itself. There's so many things you have to sort of prepare for, yeah?
Of course. This year is going to be a little bit warm.
Yeah.
So it's going to be warm and sunny. So this afternoon we're expecting that we're probably going to see a lot of cramping and maybe even a few heat strokes.
Okay.
We've really brought out
heat
the
stroke.
message this week to make sure people got pre-hydrated so that they're not drinking too much on the course, because you can of course run into some electrolyte issues if you're drinking too much water during your course. Of course, Baltimore is a challenging course.
Yeah.
It's hilly.
It
This is a hilly course. It's known to be a pretty tough race.
So when somebody comes into the tent, you do the evaluation, and how often, especially on a day like today, how often are we looking at something like IV fluids or that kind of thing? I guess that might be the go-to for you all.
So actually, there are very rare instances when we give IV fluids. They've really found that hydrating through the gut is the best way to do it. So it's really not very often that we give IV fluids. What we do is a lot of stretching, a lot of giving them salty snacks, Gatorade, a lot of water. And then, if someone seems confused, that's when we start to think about things like, we need to run some lab work to make sure what their sodium level actually is, or see if their core temperature is too high.
Okay, I think we saw an anomaly with Willie Fink. He comes in, he walks around, he does interviews. For the typical person when the race is over, what do you suggest for them to do once you're done running a race?
Right. So when people cross the finish line, the first thing they always want to do is just stop and take a deep breath. And that is the absolute worst thing that they can do. They need to just keep moving, because what happens is they stop, that blood pools down into their feet, and they go down. So we want them to walk through the finishers village. We always tell them they have a 1 selfie limit, and then they need to keep going.
What a way to think of it. That will make sense to a lot of people.
That should be your limit too.
Stop it.
So 1 selfie limit, keep going, go get yourself some salty snacks and get yourself some water.
Okay.
All right. Dr. Swanky, thanks so much. You've got a lot of work to do. We appreciate you coming and spending some time with us. Good
Thank
luck.
you.
And again, no more IV fluids. I
No,
told you not
to
to
the gut.
give that guy an IV.